Hello, my love. This is Malayla with Love and Light Starseed Tarot. Welcome. Today I'm doing a reading for Taurus and the person they're thinking about right now. Hope you're having a great day. This is for Sun, Moon, or Rising in Taurus. What are the overall messages, please? Overall messages here. Queen of Swords. Five of Swords. Six of Coins. The High Priestess and Two of Cups. I have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and Pisces out. You know, you're seeing who energizes you and who is actually exhausting you right now, right? The conversations that inspire you and the ones that are just one-sided, right? This is becoming impossible to ignore. And, you know, you're being asked to choose your circle wisely because it matters more than you know. The Chariot flew out. I'm just going to note this, but what I'm getting to is, you know, there's a soulmate connection here, right? And I'm getting that you're just so used to doing the same things over and over and being in the same loop that, you know, you're not seeing the opportunity, right? You could be thinking that, you know, there's mind games and manipulation here, right? But you want reciprocity. This could be with, you know, someone that you're with now, or this could be, you know, someone from the past, but I'm getting to use your intuition, and you could be having messages coming through dream state 5D. And this could be about a soulmate connection or just wanting union or reunion here. You know, and I'm hearing, you know, even if you need to move forward, you know, and choose a new path. But I'm getting that you don't need to just stick to your circle, right? Out of proximity or history. You don't need to stick to the plan because you just have your mind set on one outcome, right? Because nothing is set in stone. You know, everything could change in a blink of an eye, right? And, you know, I'm getting that these outdated versions of you, or outdated versions of friends, or, you know, people in your circle, you're outgrowing them. What is your energy right now? Seven of Coins, 10 of Swords. Yeah, you only want, you know, what's aligned with you. You're wanting to put down any pain, you know, and this could be, you know, just past relationship wounds, you know, putting it to bed, putting this, you know, these wounds around rejection down, or just not feeling enough. What is their energy right now? The Tower and the Eight of Swords. So I'm getting that this person could be very worried or in their head about a Tower moment, about something that needs to come down, right? There could be some upheaval coming in, or, you know, just knowing that there's a foundation that's not stable here. How do you see them? The Fool. The Eight of Wands and the Page of Coins. Yeah, I'm getting that this person could be begging or pleading or praying about a new start here. They know things are coming to an end, so they want to start fresh, take a new leap of faith here, you know, possibly just even, you know, rebuild. How do they see you? King of Wands and the Four of Cups. I have Aries, Leo, Sag energy. Yeah, this person could see you as, you know, the boss or the leader, passionate, creative, you know, and, you know, they don't want this to be a missed opportunity. You know, they're worried that you're bored and that they could miss out on this opportunity. How do you feel about them? The Hermit, Three of Coins, and the Six of Cups. So this person could have children or just, you know, collaborating with someone from the past. You know, but I'm getting that you feel that this person needs to be wise and, you know, choose their crowd or their circle wisely as well, right? Maybe needing to reevaluate who they hang around with or who they work with. How do they feel about you? Three of Cups and the King of Swords. Wow. So yeah, you're having an epiphany here. And you could be wanting to have a tough conversation, but I'm getting this is definitely about friends. You know, and this person could, you know, go out with friends, or you could, you know, but I'm just getting there's a huge epiphany here. And, you know, you're only wanting what feels aligned and what resonates with you and who you are now, right? Who you've grown to be. And, you know, you want to make space for the right circle, for the right people, right? Because you're always evolving and you want to live a life that reflects who you are. You know, you want someone who feels like home, someone reliable. What are you doing right now? Strength. The Star and the Sun. Yeah, wow. Wow, yeah, you are confident here. And, you know, you could have done a lot of reflecting on the past, but you're healing and you're wanting happiness, joy in your life, right? You want to feel safe and pampered and treasured, right? You want to feel confident, right? You want to build an empire with someone who, you know, doesn't rush you. You know, you want to build slowly to ensure stability and a solid foundation, right? With someone who's rooted in, you know, reality, and someone who's practical and sensual, right? Someone who's a quality person. What are they doing right now? Seven of Wands. That's a lot, but I'm going to take it. Six of Swords, the Magician, and the Ace of Swords. So this person could have built up some walls here and could just have their boundaries up, but they're manifesting an honest conversation. They want clarity. They want to know the truth. You know, they want to know, are we moving down, you know, brighter days, calmer waters together? What are your messages? 3 of Wands. And the King of Cups. Wow. Yeah, so you want, you know, this loving, nurturing energy for your future, right? You're planning for your future here, and you're wanting to take action, right? You want someone who's present, and, you know, someone who does what they say they're going to do, right? Someone who shows up for you, someone who's consistent and loyal, someone who, you know, who can create a space that feels safe, you know, where you can relax and feel loved and secure, right? And someone who cooks, right? You could be wanting, you know, a chef, or just, you know, someone who can cook well, right? You're healing from any past, you know, grief. I'm getting that you've reflected a lot here from the past. What are their messages? 4 of Coins and the Emperor. Wow. So I have Aries energy, but wow. So this person thinks and sees you as the Emperor and embodying the Emperor energy, but holding back. You know, this could be holding back resources. You know, this could be holding back finances, but they see you as bossing up, right? You're glowing up here. What is the outcome, please? 5 of Cups. The Death, Rebirth, and 5 of Coins. Wow. I have Scorpio energy, but yeah, you have transformed your life. I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. Yeah, you are moving up. You are leaving and, you know, transforming your thoughts, you know, around lack mentality or sadness, sorrow, right? You're wanting to, you know, turn this pain into power. And transmute the pain from the past and build and create from this energy, this passionate energy. What is the advice, please? Page of Cups. And the Knight of Coins. Yeah, this is just, you know, being loyal to yourself, being steadfast, you know, and even if you need to start new, right? Even if you want to, you know, offer a new cup of love or start over, or, you know, whatever this newness is for you. This could be, you know, accepting a love offer, you know, or this could just be being more loving and nurturing and kind to yourself, right? But being loyal and honest and trustworthy for yourself and your growth. Soulmates. Deep love, unity, connection, obsession, infatuation, adoration, addiction, divine feminine, yin feminine energy. Also going to get an affirmation for our amazing Taurus. What message needs to come out, please? 10-10, growth. Spiritual awareness is opening up to all that you are ready to see. Your destiny is being fulfilled. Keep your intentions pure with your eyes looking ahead, and you will continue to increase the growth that is here. Affirmation. The more I invest awareness in my growth, the closer I continuously become to the outcomes I am seeking. If these messages resonate, type 1010 to affirm. And thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.